Hey, hope you're having a good day. Coach Elan here. So today I'm going to be talking about the 8 different proven methods that you can implement from today to help with your mental health. And I don't know if you can see it there in the background. That's a slide from one of my upcoming, I'm doing this virtual seminar for a company on Friday, and I was writing out the slides, and that's where it gave me that idea today to speak about mental health specifically, and 8 different methods or 8 different things you can do to help improve your mental health. And on that slide, that little green ribbon, that's the international symbol for mental health awareness. And mental health is something that's super important to me because it's really personal to me, because I've dealt with a lot of depression before, a lot of anxiety, and I know how it feels to feel absolutely terrible, and I also know how it feels to feel absolutely amazing, and I've been at both ends of those spectrum. So today I wanted to share with you 8 different techniques that I find personally are really helpful. And so we'll get straight into it. The first one I want to talk about for optimizing your mental health is counseling. And counseling is one that's really helpful because it's very rare that you're going to have somebody to speak with that is, really supportive or objective. And the thing is, like, when you're struggling with maybe anxiety or depression, or you don't even necessarily have to struggle or have a mental health struggle to work with a counselor. It could even be just that you are, there's certain things that happened over the course of your life, maybe when different events that happened when you were a child, or different things that happened when you were a teenager, or something that happened recently, or a big event, or a family member maybe passing away, or something that maybe had a profound impact on you. Working with a counselor is absolutely amazing for that, because a counselor is someone who is objective, they're non-biased, they're not they're not going to make you feel uncomfortable. They're not going to, give their personal opinion. They're just there to help you to solve the issue that's bothering you. And they kind of help you come to your own conclusion of how to get into a better mental headspace and to deal with those issues. So for me, counseling has been amazing. I did counseling for an entire year, 2019. I did counseling for an entire year, and it's absolutely amazing. And something that I would truly recommend to anybody. The only thing with counseling is it's very difficult to take that first step. It took me several months to even just get enough courage up to ask for help, or to be able to feel like it was okay to ask for help. Because a lot of times, if you're struggling with a mental health issue, or there's something that's happened in your life that's been kind of traumatic for you, it's very hard, because you feel like you shouldn't feel like a burden on somebody else, or you feel like you shouldn't, maybe for me anyway, my ego got in the way, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't need help, or why can't I deal with this myself? So there's all these different barriers that kind of pop up that may stop you from initially getting to a counselor. And that's kind of the hardest thing, is just actually getting started and doing that first session. But I can guarantee you, working with a counselor is absolutely amazing. And the biggest mistake I made personally was feeling that, the way when you go and work out, or you go train, you go to the gym, or you go for a run, you get that amazing feeling afterwards, like that runner's high, or that, that big boost of dopamine and serotonin that makes you feel good. I was like, okay, I feel good anyway after training, so I don't actually need to deal with this. I don't need to go to a counselor. But that was the biggest mistake I made, because you can't solve those issues by just sweeping them under the rug, because over time they'll just build up and build up and build up. It's like a monkey on your back. The weight, it just gets more and more and more and more, and eventually you get to the point where it's too much. So even though training is great, and how it makes you feel is amazing, there's certain issues that just can't be solved with training alone. You need to work with a counselor if you are struggling with mental health issues. Or, as I said at the start of the video, you don't even have to have a mental health issue to work with a counselor. It could be just some type of event that's bothered you, or something that's gone on that you would like to speak with somebody about. So tip number 1, work with a counselor if you have any mental health issues, or if you just want to have somebody that you can talk to in confidence that's objective. Okay, so the second thing to help with optimizing your mental health and to make you feel good is obviously exercising and training. but not only exercising, but exercising with a purpose. If you are just like, oh, I'll maybe go for a run later, or I'll maybe go and train later, or I've been training for a while, but I don't really have a particular goal, that's no good. You need to have a specific goal, a specific purpose, and that's going to help you to improve your mental health, because obviously if you are training on a regular basis, as I mentioned earlier, you get that increase in dopamine and serotonin, the two main neurotransmitters in your brain that actually make you feel good. So if we can exercise more often, that's going to make you to feel better overall. And then obviously all the other things that come with exercising on a regular basis, even just the feeling of accomplishment that you get of, oh, I didn't want to train earlier and I pushed myself to do it and I did it and now I feel great, and I'm seeing myself progress, whatever, with my cardiovascular fitness, or with my, I'm lifting more weight in the gym, or I'm able to do more pull-ups, or whatever it may be. So exercising with a purpose is really, really important. That's one of the main reasons why I run like the 28-day challenge, or I run my 8-week transformation program. I run those because when you have a specific time frame to commit yourself to, that makes it much easier for us to do that. If you're kind of just like, oh, maybe I'll do it for a couple of weeks or something, it doesn't work. You need to have a specific plan and say, I'm going to commit myself to, whatever, getting more steps in each day for the next month. I'm setting myself the target of doing 10,000 steps a day. I'm setting myself the target of doing yoga once a week, doing Pilates once a week, training in the gym once a week. Whatever you enjoy, whether it be swimming or running or training in the gym, or whatever it may be, if you give yourself a specific purpose with the training, then it's going to make it much better for you and for your mental health long term. The third one is journaling. So I use one of these, very complicated piece of kit, a notebook. All you have to do for journaling is literally sit down, and whatever's in your head, whatever is bothering you, or if there's something in there that you need to get it out, sit down, pen, piece of paper. Don't feel like you have to write out loads. Sometimes for me it could be, I'll sit down and write, and it could be 3 lines. Sometimes there's one time where I was really in a bad mood and there's a few different things annoying me. I literally wrote out 7 pages. But it doesn't have to be any expectation. It's just sit down. If something's bothering you, write whatever it is, and you take it out from your head and you put it on paper, and then it makes it easier then to kind of cope or to deal with things. So it's not weighing you down, or it's not on your mind all day long. So the fourth thing is practicing gratitude. So this is really simple and something that I focus on a lot with a lot of my clients. Just pick, each week or each day, pick 3 things that you feel grateful for. So it doesn't have to be anything life-changing or massive. It could literally be that I am grateful because I'm able to sit here and do a Facebook Live, and I'm feeling good, and I'm so lucky that I have the ability that I have my phone here, I have access to the internet. I'm grateful for that. Really, really simple things. I'm grateful for this t-shirt that I have that I got at a festival last year over in Amsterdam, because I had a great time with that. I'm grateful for the house that I live in and all of the stuff that I have. I'm grateful for my Xbox. I'm grateful for having an amazing girlfriend. I'm grateful for, just even the smallest things. I'm grateful for the pair of runners that I have on my feet. Simple things like that. Practicing gratitude every day. It's a nice way to take ourselves out of, like, if you're struggling, or if you're having a bad day and you're just not in a good mood, and you're like, oh, everything's shit, I'm feeling like crap, nothing's going well for me. You can literally sit down and think of like all the things that you were grateful for, and it just helps with being a little bit more optimistic. So practicing gratitude on a daily or weekly basis, or however regular you want to do it, is really beneficial. The fifth one is guided meditation, and this is one that I started doing recently thanks to my girlfriend, one of her friends, Neve Hennessy, who's amazing. She does it every week on Zoom every Friday. I highly recommend you check her out. On Instagram, I've been doing her guided meditation, and it's absolutely amazing because you purposefully have to sit and just focus on your breathing. There's no distractions. You can't look at your phone. You can't be distracted by work. You're just sitting there for however long, 15, 20, 30 minutes, focusing on your breathing and just relaxing and, really getting away from all of the things outside that can really be, can really bother us from time to time, whether it be work or financial strain or, kids or worrying about things or whatever it may be. Guided meditation is great because it allows you to be present in the moment and to focus on just being where you are now and not worrying about the past or worrying about the future. So guided meditation is something I'd highly recommend. As I said, Neve does it most Fridays on Zoom, and she actually does it for free. Or if you want to do it by yourself, you can literally go onto YouTube, type in free guided meditation, or there's so many different apps. Like you can use Headspace. Personally, I like doing it with somebody else. I don't like using an app, but whatever works for you. All right, so that's the first 5. The 6th one is just getting out in nature. It's really not good for our mental health when we're just in the one space all of the time. And obviously with the pandemic and with coronavirus, it's been extremely tough for everybody over the last, it's August now, so over the last 4 or 5 months. And it's really, really hard when you're constantly in the same place all of the time. So the more often that you can get out in nature, whether that be to go to the beach, whether that be to go to a park like the Phoenix Park or somewhere, go into a forest, go hiking, go up the mountains, anywhere at all that you're out in nature, that you're just you're being present in the moment and you're just enjoying your surroundings and you're not worried about being on Instagram or being on social media or whatever. When you're just being one with yourself and being present in that moment and enjoying what's around you, being in nature is really, really beneficial for our mental health. The next one is tryptophan and tyrosine. So that's related to food. So basically, tryptophan is a type of amino acid. So amino acids are basically the building blocks of protein. You get protein from, different types of food. So like meat or cheese or fish or nuts. There's loads of different types of foods that are high in protein. But basically, tryptophan is a type of amino acid that helps to build serotonin. So serotonin is basically one of your feel-good neurotransmitters that I mentioned earlier. So we want more serotonin and we want more dopamine. And tyrosine is the other neurotransmitter or the type of protein that helps to build dopamine. So if we essentially can give our body, if we can support our body with the building blocks it needs for making serotonin and dopamine, the things that actually make us feel good, if we can provide our body with what's going to help to build that, then it's going to help us to feel better overall on a daily basis. So really simply just focusing on the amount of protein you're getting each day. So generally sticking around 1.5 grams per kg of body weight. So that means if you weigh, we'll say 100 kilos, you're going to aim for about 150 grams of protein. If you weigh 75 kilos, really testing my maths now, you're going to aim for about 37, 75. You're going to aim for about 105 to 110 grams of protein per day. So if you can give yourself enough protein, you're actually supporting your body, you're supporting your mental health to actually feel better because you're giving yourself the building blocks for more dopamine and serotonin. So really beneficial with that. And the last one is just goal setting. So personal and professional goal setting. It's really good, I find personally, for my mental health when I have a goal or something that I'm actually working towards. When you don't have a clear goal or kind of a path laid out for yourself, it makes it very difficult because as human beings, if we have a path in front of us, it's easier to walk that path. But if we don't have a plan and there's no path in front of us, it's very, very difficult and we become unmotivated and we just can't do anything. We're like, oh, I don't have a plan. What am I doing? I'm just going around in circles. I'm on this yo-yo diet. I'm constantly going up and down. I've never been able to get to where I want to be. So if we have a concrete plan, both for our personal lives and for our professional lives, that's going to make it so much easier and so much better for us for our mental health. Because as I said, if we have a plan, even just a very simple step-by-step plan, things that we're focusing on a daily basis. So, daily goals could be trying to get enough protein in and trying to get enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours. Weekly goals could be, okay, I'm going to aim for a certain amount of steps. I'm going to aim for a certain amount of training sessions each week. And then monthly goals could be, I want to go from doing 1 push-up to 5 push-ups. I want to go from 90 kg to 85 kg. I want to tone up a little bit more. I want to drop a dress size. Whatever your goals are, having those personal and professional goals is really good for our mental health because it gives us a path to follow. And obviously, you know, if we have a path to follow, it's just going to make it much easier for seeing our own progress. When we see our own progress, when we feel we're becoming more successful at what we're doing, that makes us feel good as well. So obviously that again is really good for our mental health. So there you go. There is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, my 8 top tips for helping your mental health or helping you to just feel your best on a daily basis. Then next for the 28-day challenge, for everybody who's doing that, we're on to week 3. So for everybody who's doing the 28-day challenge, what I would love you to do is take 5 minutes out of your day, go to your Google Drive folder and go to your Excel sheet. Just fill out your Excel sheet for the week and then go to the top right where it says share and then just share it with me. So press share and then send to elan@coachelan.com, and if you can do that, I'll be able to give you some feedback on how you're doing, and that's going to be the best way for us just to communicate back and forth to help you stay on track and help you to keep accountable for the 28-day challenge. For everybody who's doing that, I hope it's going well for you so far. Remember, just stick to the basics, follow everything that's written out on the plan with regards to daily habits and things like that, and you're going to get results provided you just do the basic things right on a daily basis. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about anything related to mental health or anything that I talked about, please feel free to message me or just drop a comment down below. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again soon.